Good morning. This is Matthew. Welcome back to Project 100, my journey to my first 100K with trading. Today it's a different setting, as you guys can see. The whiteboard didn't come home, and therefore I wanted to make this video with Loom, showing you guys a very interesting thing and a very nice insight into my trading schedule right now. As you can see it right in front of you. Which we're going to get into in a second. After that, I also want to show you my specific routine, what do I do in the specific work blocks, and why they're designed, how they're designed, and how I basically operate in my day-to-day currently, so you kind of understand where we're coming from and what we do here at Inevitable Trading. This is my school community here. As you guys can see, we grew one member here, whoever joined, glad you're here. Here I'm basically sharing every single day the progress. As you guys can see, day 70 to 69, days P&L didn't change. Reason for that is quite simple. I didn't really trade with size. Currently what I'm doing is I'm just taking consistency trades, which are a part of the mentorship, which basically just tests me to show consistency before I actually start trading with money. If I get the check mark from the mentors, from the coaches in my Discord community right here, I am going to proceed on to the next step. Here they basically always give me feedback. Here's the community, here's the Discord, which I operate with to be able to communicate with them. Really nice tool. So essentially how my day starts, I always go into the Excel sheets I've received from them. First one is the daily report card where I have my essential checklists. I check in every day, tap in like, did I do this, did I not? This is my anchor routine. This is what we call that. Essentially meaning if you do those consistently every single day, you probably will improve at least for 1%. And then the daily report card, you write every single day what you do, what you want to do, what you did do, and then it's just a summary of all those things, what went well, what went poorly, how I'm going to improve tomorrow. So the cool thing about this, everybody can create this Excel sheet, so I'm very easy like with sharing this. I'm not going to share it publicly, obviously, because it's not mine, it's from the community, or it's from the Discord channel, from the mentorship. But it's very easy for people to do that. What's hard to do that is to stick with this. And I've talked to you guys about that in the past. It's not the problem of doing something like, for example, like this consistently, or actually no, the problem is the consistency part is not doing it itself. So it's very easy to fill out an Excel sheet sharing what you were thinking about today. But the hard thing is doing it for 71 days, maybe not seeing any results, maybe not seeing any progress, but basically training the muscle of consistency every single day without exception. And then over time what you will realize, there are some small benefits that come in there which are very subtle but nuanced. So what do I mean with that? Essentially there are a lot of to-dos that you can do every single day where you think like, why am I even doing this? Why should I fill this out? I don't see the reason for that. And you will not see the reason for the majority of time until this one day where you're like, wait a second, I'm actually filling this every single day and I've seen that I'm improved. How does that even work? The reason for that is the majority of how we operate as humans is just subconscious. So when I fill out these Excel sheets, it doesn't mean that immediately when I fill them out, I get a dollar amount back, but I can review them the day afterwards and say like, okay, what did I do bad yesterday? Let me do this better today. And things like, for example, I used to at the beginning, like be on my phone the whole day, and all of a sudden I realized I don't do that as much just because I've raised my awareness level every single day that I did it. I told myself at the end of the day, hey, don't take it your phone. It's distracting you, it's confusing you. And this is essentially how you build those habits through extreme amounts of repetition. So this is where I start off my day. And then one part of my anchor routine is to review instructions, identity, who I want to be. For that, I always go into my school community where I have my notes for the zero complexity. A lot of the things here are still in draft just because they should be made public. And I'm probably going to get issues with the mentorship if I just disclose everything for free. Obviously, not everybody should have access to my mentorship for free. But what I do review is my notes and everything, which is essentially the instructions from the mentors and the changes that I have to do behaviorally. So I just read through them every single day. Can do that with you guys right now. So the first ones were the first behavioral changes. So I should stop using X. I should start looking more into volume, price, market structure, more on the technical side, trying to train this muscle and cut out noise as much as possible. Then stop using Bitcoin dominance. It just needs a lot of discretion. Cool. Reduce exposure on exchanges, which I did. I had some issues with Bybit, and I realized, okay, I just have to cut out my money from there. And I put it on Ledger, I put it on my private bank account, things like that. And then I'm just stop using phone for trading. I used to do it, and I thought, I don't have issues. But one idea is I just have to do exactly what my mentors say. So what I did is essentially take out my phone completely and not use it at all. Then also stop trading 4 hours. For now, I'm just using the 1 minute just to gather way more feedback in the meantime. Then feedback on my first journal, how I did journal. So as a rule of thumb for journaling, if you write a comment, a good rule of thumb is to speak what you felt. So how did you feel? The one is to speak what price did. So price did this and this, the volume did this and this in terms of patterns and indicators. And then speak what happened afterwards. So you exit, what happened? Did the price come back? Did the price dump further? Did it go against you? Did it go with you? And then speak minimum standard. So always try to have a minimum standard of comments high. So always tell yourself, okay, this is what is important. And then some examples right here on what price did. So for example, after price stopped me out, price continued to dump, it came back to entry, it hit my target, whatever. And there is an example comment you guys can read through that I basically got positive reinforcement, I should say, and they told me I should do this more and less of the other ones. Then I received feedback on my drills, which is very technical here, so we don't really need to get through that. And then I also have the Loom feedbacks from T-Money, from one of my mentors, who's basically telling me specifically, hey, this is what you have to do. And then also for the phase that I'm currently in, which is my strategy, I received some feedback that I have to go over, just to remind myself, okay, this is important for a high quality setup. And I'm reviewing that every single day. So I remind myself throughout the day, trading day, those are the pillars that I have to stand on. After doing this, I basically can start with my day, which is fill out like that I did this, what actually happened, I did do the review. Then I usually just go on preparing. So for example, I review my journal trades from yesterday. So for example, yesterday I had 4 trades. What I will do there is I will just open my trading view chart. This is my journal here, by the way. And then what I will do is, I don't know where they are. And here we also have the Loom recordings of all of those. So we'll read through the comments. So here, reacting on entry point at the moment, on the retrace, price drop under 60 EMA, had multiple changes to short-selling equity. It stopped me out told me multiple times that it doesn't want to maybe incorporate an early cut rule for trades that basically tell you multiple times you shouldn't be in this trade. So basically some patterns that I realized that I have to review. So when I go throughout my trading day, those 4 trades from yesterday will guide me as an idea. And then at the end of the day, what I also do is I just review all the trades that I had so far. The most interesting especially, I will look at the Loom videos and try to make up an idea from them. Yeah, this is essentially my trading routine at this moment. This is how I review, and then what I do is I just directly go into the charts right here, and I basically just trade and journal and take screenshots and do Loom videos and observe the price. This is one big part of the idea to build discretion, to build pattern recognition, is I observe the price, I mark out lows, see how does the price behave in there, what does with volume happen, when we flip it, what does with the volume happen, when we make new structure highs or we break this structure here, what will happen to the price, what will happen to the volume. Just keep it very, very simple and build up patterns. And whenever something is interesting, I basically type down notes and maybe insert missed trades, which are ideas that I could have but I didn't take, where I talk through them. As you guys can see, I insert Loom videos here where I explain my thought process through the trade. That's essentially what I'm doing currently for my trades and for my trading day in general. And that's what I'm doing essentially for every single day, except Saturdays, where I just spend time with my girlfriend or doing sports, enjoying my life basically. Hope that everything makes sense. I'm going to enjoy my trading day now. I'm going to enjoy my breakfast here on the right side and my coffee. And hope you guys are well off and crushing it out there.